Alright, so in today's video we're just going to be quickly talking about some basic things I want to do to this system in the future, and I'm also just going to be quickly doing some maintenance on this left Dayton here because it belongs to my hi-fi setup, which is normally giving it like 10 to 15 watts, but lately it's been on this Sony amplifier over here which delivers about 150 in a stereo channel at 8 ohms. So I've developed a sort of rattle in the left one which I believe to be just the screws being way too small. So I'm going to be installing some thicker and much stronger screws in place of the current ones because they are pretty terrible. But anyway, the future plans are to get rid of these Daytons at the front because they belong in my bedroom, in the bedroom system, which is where they were originally designed for. And the other room, which is the bedroom, is acoustically treated. There's no echo. It sounds awesome. Well, there is an echo. You need echo for sound. But there is minimalized echo and it sounds really, really nice in there. So my future plans are to put these Daytons back in that room because that's where they belong. So as far as the system in here goes, by the way, I'm very, very happy with how it is, but there are some future things or some things in general that need to be done. Subwoofer wise, the subs themselves are great. The CV2800, the bottom one down there, which is powering the subs, I need to replace the fans in that now that it's out of warranty just to make it so much quieter because it's so distracting when you're just watching movies. Number two thing I need to do is treat this room. I need to build some acoustic foam panels to put them around the room just to try and get rid of some of the echo I have in this mad room. But that's number two. Number three is I eventually need to replace this TV because it's so old and so crappy nowadays. It's just, the 18s just, they killed it. There's no better way to put it. The 18s killed this TV. Every second day it doesn't turn on, so I'm very, very privileged to have this thing running right now. But anyway, the thing that is the most important to me at the moment out of this whole system, for one, with the new couch here, I have way less room either side of the couch, which means my old rear surrounds no longer fit there. So one thing I need to do is build some rear surrounds because I've been running a 3.2 system up the front here with the left, right, center, and no rears, which has been really weird sounding for movies and things like that. But again, I need to build some rear speakers, so expect that to be coming on the channel reasonably soon. I just need to get some more money to be able to afford to purchase some speakers like that because at the moment, I'm very focused on my car. But anyway, as well as that, I need to build a center channel because the Acoussound center channel, although it's been working a treat for me the last 3 years probably, that's a few, not a couple. It's been working a treat, however, it's not very efficient. It also has a massive lack in treble, which I know isn't that important for a center channel, but I could just do with a quality increase on the center channel to some nice Dayton audio. As I said earlier, the Dayton T-lines are going back in the bedroom, which means there will be new tower speakers, because especially now with the new couch, I sit much higher. So I actually need, the camera doesn't show it because the camera's lower than my head height, but these speakers as they are probably about 1.5 feet below my ear level. So I'm going to try and get the speakers to be up at ear level because tweeters need to be at ear level or higher because height dominance is a thing and it's really cool. But so that's really just basically it. As far as that goes, I got to replace all the 5 surround speakers. I'm going to do cool as tower speakers because I listen to music the majority of the time with just the tower speakers. When I'm sitting down listening to nice jazz, I put the receiver in pure direct mode and I switch the subs off because, left and right channel can produce enough frequencies and really well. But sometimes when I'm listening to some really, really out there and really loud, like, jazz and whatever, and you just get that one really loud kick drum, it's enough to push these speakers past their limits. So I'm going to go for something a bit more powerful, but keeping a really hi-fi sound. And I'll probably use similar drivers and for the center and the rear. No spoilers on that, but I have a line of Dayton audio speakers that I'm quite interested in at the moment, which I'll most likely be sticking with throughout the whole system. So anyway, that's basically it. I'll just give you a quick example now of the rattle I have in the left speaker. Alright, so as you can see, that rattle is extremely annoying. So now let's quickly replace the screws in these speakers and see if we can get rid of that rattle. I'll also give you a quick little tour inside to see what you can see inside of these speakers, be it the crossovers where the port starts inside of that initial enclosure, and the backs of the tweeters and the crossovers and things. I can't remember what these speakers are crossed at, but I know the crossover has it listed on it. So let's give this a quick look and see how beefy these woofers are. Okay, so that was my first time trying out using the time-lapse feature on my camera, so that was super speedy. I didn't really mean it. But anyway, this here is the size of the screw that was being held in the holding in the Dayton woofers as I try and get focus on it. Look how small that thing is. So that is why the speakers were rattling, because that tiny as little screw just there was what was actually holding this entire woofer here in. So now that we've figured that out, let's have a quick look inside, and then let's replace the screws with something a tad nicer. Alright, so as we can see there, the biggest screws do look a little bit silly, but I could not care less. As long as it sounds better and gets rid of that rattle, I can live with the fact that the bulging around the edges where the screws are much bigger than the intended screws, but that's alright. Anyway, let's actually stick everything back in its enclosure. Alright, so there it is, just a really quick and random video, just sort of explaining some future plans and things that'll be coming in the near future. So if you're excited for that, leave a like on this video down below, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and drop a comment of which of those things you are most looking forward to, be it the towers at the front, the center channel, the rears, the acoustic foam, the replacing the fans and having a look inside the CV2800, replacing the TV, all these things that are coming. Let me know down in the comment which one you are looking forward to, and hell, leave it in an order in the comment section down below. So go, first of all, you want to see the towers, then you want to see the CV2800 in the center, and leave it in order if you want. That way I can sort of see what the majority of people want to be viewing, and that might influence the order I do things in. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed this video.